welcome again to This Week at Above Digital. I'm your host, Namita Ramani, founder and CEO of Above Digital. And today again, I have with me Joanne D'Souza. She is the head of performance marketing at Above Digital. And today's topic is something that is very, very delicate. It's about hacked accounts. Hacked Facebook accounts, hacked pages, disabled pages, account restricted, account suspended, pages restricted, pages suspended. A lot of us are going through that. Even we at Above Digital went through a hack, and we would love to share what happened, how we managed to resolve it, and how you can also fix these hacks and disabling and suspensions of the accounts. So Joanne, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Great to be here.
Yes, I'm actually a little nervous about this topic as well because it's a very delicate topic about security issues.
Yes, it's very controversial as well.
Yes.
A lot of people have a lot of opinions on it. So
Exactly. So it's let's see. So we at Above Digital went through a little hack issue wherein with one of our accounts, I think all our accounts got hacked.
Yes.
And then very slowly and diligently, we worked with Facebook support and resolved all the issues. And now all our clients are happy, active, and everything is functioning perfectly fine. And a huge thank you to the Facebook Meta team in helping us resolve these issues. But I would love to, and Joanne actually was working very closely with the Meta team in resolving all these issues slowly and step by step. So Joanne, I would like to pick your brains to share with our listeners on what did we do to resolve these, all the hacks and suspensions and disabling issues that we go through every now and then with some of our accounts.
So, see, there are different aspects to it. One is, okay, your account is hacked. The other is you're talking about restrictions, ad restriction levels which you have, your account restriction levels which you have. So we'll start off with something simple, like our ad restrictions.
Yeah.
Ad restrictions is something which we all have on a day-to-day basis. We set up a campaign, we set up an ad, and immediately, suddenly it gets restricted by Facebook for policy reasons, by Google for policy reasons. So Facebook and Google both have very in-depth policy restriction links, which you can go through and you can read. But it's sometimes a little bit difficult to understand in terms of what the policy actually is, because they do have language which is not necessarily 100% communicative in a very clear manner or concise manner. It does not necessarily point you out to the direct error, but it is a little vague, for lack of a better word, and it encompasses a much larger spectrum and a much larger piece of information. In those cases, what we try to do is, one, we have to understand that a restriction is not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's not going to disable your account immediately. It's not going to block you from using Facebook or Google completely. It's just a restriction, like a warning to tell you that, okay, the content which you're using right now is not as per our policy. You'll have a chance to fix it to understand how it should be as per our policy, and then move on.
Right.
So in that case, what we do is we go through the entire policy, we see what could be the closest fit, and then we do play around with a little bit of copy, a little bit of changes in the image, depending on what part is highlighted by the platform. That can be either Facebook or Google.
Right.
Now, from our perspective, since we've been doing this for so long, we do have some understanding in terms of what works and what doesn't. Like Facebook has a policy which talks about personalized attributes. It does not allow any information against personalized attributes. What does this mean? This means that you cannot use the words you and your in conjunction with a personal trait. That can be either a body part, or it can be a trait of maybe money management or your house assets or anything like that.
Anything related to the word you.
Yes, anything related to you or your possession.
Right.
So, for example, if I want to say, if I'm talking about weight loss and I want to advertise a weight loss ad, then I can't say, oh, this is the way you lose weight. Or your weight loss will be accelerated by using this product, because that's something which I'm personally using to the user, and it's against the policy of personal attribute. So I will have to say, this product helps in weight loss.
Right.
So that's the way I rephrase it to make sure that I'm within the policy as well, and I'm advertising as per the guidelines what they require.
Right. Even like saying, do this to achieve that. Even that's
Even that's against their policy.
right.
So you'd
So
say,
this
okay,
is this will help you achieve that.
Yes.
No, again the word you comes in then.
it's not achieve. This will help you. This will help achieve this particular result. So if it's something like, okay, glowing skin, getting a facelift will help in glowing skin. So that's what we're looking at.
Yeah. So now, should we move to the next issue that usually people face, which is a page being disabled?
Yes. So very often it happens that you suddenly get a message from Facebook or Instagram that your page is disabled.
Yeah.
And that creates natural panic, because being disabled means you can't post anything, you can't run ads. It just puts you in a very anxious mode, I believe. Usually page disablements are for very clear reasons. It's usually either you've posted something or you've boosted something which is again not within their policy. It's usually normally community guidelines policies, because page restrictions are a little bit easier to manage. It does not have to be against the community guideline. That means it should not be inciting any kind of hate messages or any kind of ill feelings within the community. And it does not have to be utilizing any commercial content which is not available for reuse.
Right.
So those are things where the post is usually highlighted, or the ad which you're putting up is usually highlighted. You can delete it and request for an appeal, and then you're good to go.
Right.
In case it's something more complicated, again, Facebook support comes into play. You deal with them, and usually that's something which gets sorted quite quickly.
I think the best thing to do is when any of this happens is to go to your business settings, and there's a little help icon. When you press that, there'll be a support option. And when you read, it'll tell you, it'll highlight the issue that is causing whatever has happened to the page, whether it's disabled of the page or restricted page. Read that, and there's an option to see contact support.
There's an option to contact support. You have also support.facebook.com, which you can go to at any point of time, and we'll share each of these links in the comments when we post this. But yes, you can contact support. They have two different variations of support. One is for your page, one is for your business manager, and you can take it from there.
Right.
The best option is always to contact support. They're very helpful.
Yeah.
And they will guide you in the right manner.
I think one of the biggest advice I can give is to be patient. Be kind to the support team as well. They do their best, because they must be receiving thousands of supports every single day, every single hour, I would say, because they have a huge support team. And just be patient and kind while the support person is looking after your case, or whatever questions she's asking, he or she who's handling your request at that time. Share as much as details as you can, like your page screenshots, the ad disabled screenshots. Be ready with all those screenshots when you're talking to support. So whenever she asks you something, you have it ready, or just instantly get the screenshots and share it with them, and follow the steps that they share.
And in addition to support, because I do know that some of the newer accounts for Facebook and Google alike may not have support immediately available. So in addition to that, you have a sort of back-end team which is not from Google or Facebook, but they're Google or Facebook experts, which you can reach out to. It's the community, Facebook community and Google community. It's there available in their support links itself. So you can just reach out over there and have conversations over there. So for basic... for any of these kind of more common queries or more common issues, then these are usually solved within that space as well.
So we spoke about page disabled. We spoke about ads restricted. Now, let's talk about account being suspended.
Yes. Your account is also, remember, most often when an account is also suspended, it's usually because you've had a lot of restrictions in the past, and now it's got suspended for that reason. Normally, an account suspension is not permanent, especially if it's for restrictions. It is something which, if you speak with support and you're following the policy, you can get out of it. Very often there are also options where support says, okay, fine, if you can provide a document that you're going to follow the policy, they will remove the suspension. There are very few likelihoods where account suspension is permanent, and that's usually only when you have
Really done something big.
You've really done something big, and you've maybe repeatedly
got your ads rejected or
ads
accounts
rejected for a
disabled.
particular reason where they're telling you that, okay, or you've tried to circumvent their policy. In those cases only is where, you know, the account suspension is a little bit more complex. But otherwise, usually it's something which, if with enough patience and with enough follow through, you can definitely get it removed and activated again.
I would like to talk about this circumventing Facebook's or Google's policies. This happens when, for example, your page or account is disabled. You go ahead and use a new Facebook user and start creating your profile there. You create a new business account and a new ad account, but you have the same page that you probably will be connecting to that account as well. Now, until Facebook resolves the issue, if you keep connecting your pages to these new accounts or new business settings, that's when you're circumventing their policy. You're trying to override them before they have even investigated in what your issue is, and creating these new accounts, you are this is something you should not do.
Yeah, it's not recommended by either the Facebook or Google support.
Yeah.
And even if by chance you do hear that people say that, you know what, just create a new account, you can verify with your support team and say, okay, fine, I've done all of this. There are certain cases where the support says, yes, you can go ahead and create a new account. But that's something which you should definitely verify with them separately, saying that I've done all of this. Are you sure I can go ahead with it? And then you can take a call from there.
Always always stick to the same support ticket. This is something very important as well, that whenever you raise a support case with Google or Facebook, there is a ticket number, and try to stick to that same ticket. Don't keep creating new tickets, because the more tickets you create, you have more different people addressing the same issue, then it'll be lost.
I think it confuses the system.
Yeah, it confuses the system. So try to stick to that one ticket. Talk whatever issues you have on that one ticket. Like when we went through hacks, now we as an agency manage so many different accounts, and because our business manager is the agency manager, which had all the accounts linked, all of our accounts were disabled or hacked, right? We had one support ticket, and for each account we were talking with the same support ticket. Even today we have a small little issue pending, and we are still on the same support ticket for almost 2-3 months. I think 2 months.
That's a perfect segue into actually how to manage your hacked account. What do you do once your account is hacked? So this is one of the pieces which we did. We started one support ticket, and we have maintained that, I think it's 3 months now.
Almost nearly 3 months.
3 months.
And on that support ticket, I have different people coming and addressing the issue at different times. I think I remember all of their names also now, but at least they all have a chain. They can all see all the different conversations. So even if a new person is assigned to the ticket, they have the leak to go through, and then they can figure out what the issue is and accordingly help us with the next steps. We covered the basics of ad restrictions, page disable, and account suspensions. We end part 1 of the series of how to deal with tech debts here. In part 2, we'll talk about what to do when your account gets hacked. Tune in next week to find out more.